Sweet. And look at that.
Keep at.
Jeez, sounds like you're falling apart.
I wanna go to bed. That's okay.
Go to bed.
Quick 3-hour stream and then bed. Kevin McCormick, nice.
Boom.
Need some metallic silver. Actually, not silver. White aluminum. Actually, no, I'm gonna use my good metallic. One that nobody else but me has.
Exactly.
Watch it, EOB evening boys. Cake the Bandit. The gates are ruining me. They are so warped. Cameron, more hobby dads and nuns with guns.
Got some fun resin stuff.
Ooh.
Good old gates, good old warps.
Game Outy 91, howdy folks. Dr. Whom 1023. Happy Friday, friends. Sipax, hello. Primo Zemo, happy Friday. Flip Dude 88, yo all. Cal's Roke, hi everyone. Sean, eyeballs.
Work Weird Boy. HW. No. I disagree.
I'm gonna do my best to finish these ladies tonight. And then I can start on something else tomorrow. And that something else will be decided by the patrons over on the Eons of Battle Patreon, because they actually select all the things that I paint.
Hot damn.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. Oh, I haven't checked. I bet you the one that's winning is winning.
Yeah. That's a pretty safe bet.
Let's take a little look-see. Ooh, the one that's winning is winning.
Ooh.
It's close though. Honestly, it's pretty close. Like it's like a couple of votes, one way or the other. 52 votes in total out of 246 plus, because you know everyone else that could join right now. I mean, there's plenty of room to swing these polls if you don't want the one that's winning to win.
Yeah. Dear Set Painting, sadly, I am not allowed to buy the Patreon. Maybe if you were more quiet, then they could sign up to the Patreon.
I get it. Quiet. Jeez Louise.
Cthulhu73, Octopus Mushroom. Everybody only speak in emojis. Orc Weird Boy, when you live in Middle Europe and it is 4 a.m. Well, thank goodness it's not 4 a.m. here, because I'd be even more tired.
The Rybot, thanks to you and Marco, I've acquired a .2 airbrush for more precision.
Ooh, neat. What make and model? That's the deets.
Sean, if my pick wins, I will be amazed. 50 years old and nothing I ever voted for came to be.
Maybe next time.
Maybe. Exactly.
This is a lovely silver. I think the shoulder pads, the oil didn't do everything I wanted it to do because they're kind of soft. And so a lot more oil than I would have liked rubbed off. So I kind of had to clean it up with washes and stuff. But it's still turning out. Tabletop. Sub losers. That should be my gamer tag.
Oh my gosh.
Losers. I cannot win a game.
Losers is censored.
Ah, interesting.
There you go.
The
Everybody
fuck?
be nice from now on. Everyone be nice. I can't handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Ooh, you know what though? If I get these guys finished today, I could potentially be playing with them on Sunday.
This is true.
I think I can win. They're a really good team. I can't wait to try out all their little strats.
Does this mean that you're going to beat Sean?
Yes, it does. I will beat Sean this Sunday.
Wow.
There is no chance of failure. Impossible.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder what Team Sean would play.
I don't know. He usually sticks with the Space Marines. Does he play anything?
It won't be Crew.
It won't be Kroot. Yeah, he said he'll never play Kroot again. He manned Veteran Guardsmen for a long time. I think he'll probably want to do Tau Pathfinders.
Yeah, probably. Which means it would be kind of perfect because they come in the same box.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so in theory they should be a good pairing. Tabletop Novitiates F hard, an underrated team for sure. Yeah, I think they just got overshadowed by the people claiming the Tau Pathfinders are overpowered.
OP.
And then everyone was like, "Well," and nobody really cared about the sisters, but they seem great. I'm really excited to use their not magical points, faith points, and it's just they have a lot of options. I wrote out a whole sheet that's like, if a guy dies, do this. If a guy gets cornered, do this. If who to activate first, who to activate last. The fact that Sean keeps winning with Space Marines is honestly mind-boggling. It's I think it's that Space Marines versus the teams. Like, he's beaten my Kroot many times with Space Marines. He's beaten my Orc Greenskins Compendium team many times with Space Marines. It's hard if two of my guys shoot a Space Marine and it doesn't die, but then he shoots his one Space Marine and insta kills my two guys. Things can.
I don't even think that's what it is. He gets the points.
He really gets the points.
That's more of what he does than anything.
He scored.
Like, he
Didn't he score
gets everything.
15 points in the last game?
Maybe? I don't remember. It's a lot of points.
Till you die for a minute. Is Nick also there? Nah.
No.
The Ryan Bond. It's the airbrush is an Iwata HP B+. You couldn't get the A? I know that's not what that means. Not cheap, but I take good care of my tools. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Iwata HP B+. I'm gonna look that one up real quick. I just got a new airbrush, but it's not like a cool, sexy one. It's like a very utilitarian airbrush. It's the Badger Anthem 155. It's a
about
siphon
right.
feed.
A lot of fun. It lays
Oh,
down
yeah.
paint.
God, will that lay down paint? You can
Yep.
empty that paint pot in about 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Yeah, classic, classy airbrush. I used a Neofry water for years. Cthulhu 73. Anybody here with a cat that's an asshole? I think that's all cats. Nicholas HAS. How many people out there are like me and have 1,500 plus points painted armies but have never actually played a single game of Warhammer 40k? I bet that's more common than people like to think about.
Yeah, guaranteed.
I mean, I don't think my orcs have ever seen tabletop time.
Nope.
I mean, granted, they're barely an army right now. I have 5 fast attack choices, 2 troops, an HQ, and an elite.
Right.
Like, it'll play, but I should get some more things. Cthulhu 73. I have a Squidmare airbrush unopened on my desk. Too scared to open it. Steve, 15 points. Did he steal your points as well? No, he just all game he got all of the primary objectives and got off all his secondaries.
Yes. And again, we don't know if we just really suck, or if he's just really good.
Yeah. To be fair, he never misses.
Yes. But maybe that's the strategery.
Maybe.
We've got some good strategery.
Yeah, I think my sisters will do well. I think they're tough.
You hear that, Sean?
Tough old broads.
You hear that, Sean? I'm sure Sean is scared right now.
Delete Diverment. I have 0 people to play with. Nicholas. I have nearly 5,000 points of orcs and over 3,000 points of marines, as well as lizardmen and high elves, and yet I haven't played in over a decade. Max Monkey 06. I have 3 kill teams I haven't played once. You know what? I'm getting there because I actually have a bunch that are so close to being done, and I just need to finish them, and then I can play with them. Sean, if I had the Squidmare airbrush, I would sleep with it. In a naughty way.
Ooh. Me too.
Steve, my strategy is to roll 6s. Well, you wouldn't want to roll 6s if this was the 2018 kill team and you were rolling for one of your 2 morale phase rolls.
Can we stop talking about something so triggering, please?
Can you just remember the old morale phase for a second?
I don't want
What
to.
a nightmare. All right, let's roll to see if I get to stop having fun with this model. Oh, okay, I do.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of times it's like, let's see if I roll to stop having fun with the game.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, no more fun. Great. I guess you won.
You have to roll to see if if you lose or the other person wins.
How fun. Yes, and most games end with, well, I guess you won.
Yep.
Great.
Nuzzles, hope you guys have a great week. Just picked up a couple of boxes of Gene Stealer Cult stuff and the Day of Ascension hardcover. Ooh, I'm excited to read that. I have not read a Gene Stealer Cult book. The new Gene Stealer Cult Codex cover slaps. It is like the most grim dark thing Games Workshop has done in ages. It's so cool.
Sean. Sean, damn, I am feeling the hate, and I'm not even the right Sean. But it feels sweet. Yep, exactly. Different Sean.
Ryan, how I somehow can paint models for hours, but don't have the attention span for a small game of 40k, let alone the size of my Ultramarine army. 2,000 points plus. Man, I want to get back into 40k. Just time. I don't even have time to play Kill Team.
Mm-hmm.
How am I going to get in a big old honking game of 40k?
Right. There's that painting. Please let me out of your basement. I've been here for 2 years.
Nope.
No.
Not until you solve the riddle. Cat Mounty 91, when it comes to airbrushes, should I get what I want later or what I can afford now? I think just buy whatever. Like, get a $20 clunker off of eBay. It'll get the job done.
Probably shouldn't buy things you can't afford.
Yeah.
It's kind of my pro tip.
But it sounds like he's either going to wait until he can afford something expensive or just buy something cheap now.
Buy something cheap now and save up.
And save up for something expensive. But, like, honestly, like, the Badger Patriot 105, you can get that, like, sometimes you can find it on sale for, like, $80. It's a really solid airbrush for the price. Honestly, I feel like once you cross that $100 threshold, I feel like the benefits get real narrow.
Yeah.
I feel like a $200 brush isn't really $100 better than a $100 brush. And let me tell you, a $300 brush is not $200 better than a $100 airbrush. It's really nice, and it looks really pretty, but it's maybe a tiny bit better.
Harry McGill, when do you use speed paints / contrast paints?
I like contrast paints. I find the best okay. So I think I would use contrast paint if I have to color in a few different areas. I just painted some models, some like Imperial Guard models, and so they have like one color shirt, one color pants, and skin, and those are like the only 3 colors. So that was a perfect candidate to just zenithal and then slap on some contrast paints because it did almost all the work of highlighting for me. When I would like do it a different way is if I had like a model that was almost entirely one color, I would definitely crank out the airbrush because I could have that one color locked in a few minutes. Whereas even with contrast paint, it would take longer to brush it all on and manipulate it and get it perfect on each and every single guy. Jonathan Baker, morale is not a terrible mechanic. Warhammer Fantasy Battles and Lord of the Rings both have versions of morale that keep the game from turning into a grind after the battle has already been decided. Yeah, I think morale can work. Kill Team 2018 had the worst mechanics of all time. It was so clunky and obnoxious. It was so frustrating that for the entire game you want to roll high, except on morale you want to roll low. So that kind of threw a confusing monkey wrench into the system. It was wild. There was 2 different morale phases where you have to roll like per broken test for your team, and then you had to roll individually for models who had taken wounds, and that was like annoying because the order of operation. There was a chart with modifiers depending on who he was standing near, what's going on in the game, how many wounds does he have. It was a lot of work. Don Gilbert tips. Please continue making the fantastic content you guys make. Your videos give me such a boost of motivation and overall joy. Thank you. Aww. Thank you. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, I think we can make that happen.
Oh yeah. That's good. We were just about to shut it all down too. It's a really, really good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect timing.
Yeah, everybody thank Dalton. Melrose Tabletop. All right, guys, gonna spend some time with the wife. Have a good one. Hashtag wife brag. Oh, total wife brag.
Yep. Exactly.
Jonathan Baker, that's what I did, and the cheapo brushes are still chugging along. Yeah, if you can take care of it, your cheapo brush will last a while. My China airbrush was going for about a year, and I did not take care of it.
Hunter tips. Butts.
Butts.
Nice.
Good old-fashioned double T butts.
Ooh.
Cthulhu 73. My huge eureka moment I've had is switching from Army Painter to Pro Acryl paints. It's night and day. Yeah, those are two very different paint brands. One is like really, really high pigment and watery, and the other one is like average pigment, thick and creamy. I had an Army Painter Ultramarines Blue that I just threw away because I could not shake it hard enough to mix it. Sternmerk, Jay, I need help. I got Octeris and can't decide which Kriegers to build. Too many options. Okay, you need to build the Sergeant and the Confident Guardsman. Those are essential. I'd suggest putting the bolt gun on the Confident Sergeant and the power weapon and plasma pistol on the Sergeant. Then you're going to want the Comm Specialist. Probably at least 2 gunners. The Grenade Launcher and Plasma Gun are the best gunner options. The Flamer and the Melta are both not as good, in my opinion. Especially the Flamer. Flamer is hard to make do its work. You're going to want the... I always forget. It's not the Bruiser. It's the other combat guy with the robot arm. The robot arm guy is pretty darn good because he hits... I think he hits on like 4 or 5. I think he's like a little... He's a little sneaky... actually good close combat guy. The Zealot is very, very good. And I think I'm running out. Oh, the Spotter. The Spotter and the Sniper are essential. They're very good. The Spotter has an amazing rule where he can call down orbital bombardments. They do cost both of his action points per turn, but it's definitely worth it. And he can also spot enemies for the Sniper and make their conceal orders be treated as engage orders, even without rules like Vantage. The only downside of the Veteran Guardsman, really, is that you only get 10 models in the box, and really you want 14. So I don't know if that means pick up a second box when they become available, or have somebody 3D print you 4 regular dudes. Because it's worth it. The 4 regular dudes are awesome. The only time you wouldn't...
available now.
Yeah, the only time you wouldn't take the 4 extra dudes is maybe if you're going up against like a team like the Thousand Suns, where they get a 2-up save against almost all of your shooting. Then you might as well just really, really go hard into special weapons, like the missiles and bombardments. But yeah, hopefully rattling off those names that you helped.
I mean, I wouldn't even be able to rattle names off of anything that I've ever built.
Well, you know what? Keep your eye on the time code, and you just come back to it later, because these are all recorded. Captain Howdy 91. I'm trying to decide between getting the Harbor Freight airbrush kit and a spray booth for $220 or $212 now, or buying a Grex compressor with a Monument Hobbies airbrush with the spray booth for $500. I don't think you should spend big money on a compressor. Get the cheapy little $30 to $50 compressor, tankless. That they're all exactly the same thing. Even the more expensive ones are just the same thing with paint or hidden inside of a little metal box. To go to tank or not to tank, I think you don't need a tank, because unless it's a giant tank, your airbrush still going to be running most of the time. I've never used a spray booth. I think it'd probably be kind of nice. Although I would maybe get a spray booth, something, maybe not a spray booth, but some sort of an air sucker, because then you could use it for like glue and stuff. Because there's some glue fumes can be nasty. Honestly, glue fumes are probably worse than airbrush. If you have like a little mask, I think you're probably pretty safe from the airbrush.
Goopity goop, have you or will you guys paint some Marvel Crisis Protocol?
Maybe. Never say never. No plans to.
That means no. In dad speak.
I don't know. I don't know if Sean wanted to get into Marvel Crisis Protocol or like someone like maybe, but
are you assuming that I wouldn't be into it? That's funny because no. Thank you. I'm okay. I'm full. Thank you. I would paint Iron Man.
Yeah, Iron Man's cool. I'm not that big of a Marvel fan. Like, I really like Daredevil. I really like Iron Man. I really like Spider-Man. That's about it. I don't like Captain America. I was firmly Team Iron Man on all those Marvel movies.
Correct. You are correct.
Like I didn't even really get what the point or like what Captain America's point was. Like, I gotta rescue Bucky, and also we shouldn't be held accountable for our actions. By the way, I'm Captain America, so I'm about to become a vigilante, and like I get it. Like, patriotism is like a different thing now than it was when they were inventing a character named Captain America. But it still seems weird when he just instantly picks criminal. And then he leaves that passive-aggressive voicemail for Tony Stark. Being like, you're wrong, and that's okay that you're wrong. Here's my number. Call me for the next Avengers movie. Holy Terror 87, why are Citadel whites so bad? I know the Citadel pots are bad in general, but the whites, it feels almost criminal for those paints to be sold when they know how horrific they are. Yeah, Games Workshop shouldn't sell their white paint. It's so bad. Although, kind of interestingly, the contrast white scars, pretty good. Actually, really good. But yeah, their regular acrylic white is unusable. Harry McGill, think of the poor heavy metal team that has to paint with those white paints. No, they don't. They go to the art store and buy some titanium white off the shelf. That's like good. They don't. Cthulhu73, get a tube of Liquitex Professional Heavy Body Acrylic Titanium White. It'll last you a lifetime. Thank you, J/Miniac. Actually, I think Ninjan is where it all started. Ninjan put it in one of his videos, and that's why I bought it. And I've been shilling it because it's so awesome.
Why are you such a shill?
Shiliac.
Shiliac.
Anybody see Scott's Miniac's Kickstarter? It's got some neat models and some masterclass videos that I'm not going to buy, but look interesting.
Yeah, they do.
Was there a tier where you could just buy the classes?
I don't think so. I'm not. I mean, I don't know.
I guess why would you? Because it's like they're so paired with the model.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting.
What I kind of like, though, I totally get the sense that no one cares about the metal brush store container. It literally just comes with all the tiers.
Mm.
You know, because it's not bad, but it's just a little lunchbox for your paintbrushes. You know, it's not a wood elf model or a master class with Ninjan.
Man, I would take that foam inserts out and put my sandwich in there.
Yeah,
Be perfect.
I think it's got room for a juice box.
Probably.
Yeah, you could probably sneak it
Like
in
a
there.
little high C.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't seen high C in a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not looking for it. It's not, you know, I'm an adult now, but, you know, not to be a hater. Sorry, guys. Sternberg, I was excited for it until I realized the brush box comes with no brushes.
You know what? That's a good point. It probably should have came with brushes.
I think it'd be really expensive then.
Yeah.
The robot J 52 Miniatures made a little fun of the lunchbox with his most recent video.
Nice.
It's amazing.
Didn't 52 Miniature paint one of them? Is he? I forget. I think us and 52 Miniature kind of our names aren't as smart as like Ninjan, Miniac, Goober, Squidmar, because it's not a name. Like I guess you could call us Eons of Battle, but it's not quite as perfect as Miniac. Because you can call him Miniac instead of Scott. Whereas I don't remember the name of the guy who runs 52 Miniatures. Because he isn't 52 Miniatures.
I mean, people call us Eons.
Eons!
Or EOB.
EOB.
Flip that dude at 88. I'm 46 and high C is refreshing. Wrong answer.
It sure is.
Jonathan Baker. Juice box. What are we? Kids that play with toy soldiers? I would never do that.
No, that would be lame. Holy Terror 87, I'm in one of those super depressing periods where I can't afford to buy models to paint, and so I am painting on my Magic the Gathering cards, the mythic rares only. I've seen some people do some really, really cool things where they paint on card sleeves so that they can incorporate things into the card art. I mean, that's kind of cool. Cad Kettleson tips. Sorry, it has been asked, but is Nick excited for his Chaos Space Marines from Nackmund? And thanks for the general content.
I am excited for it.
Excited for the
It's gonna be
smiley
fun.
face.
I love it. I love the smiley face.
I'm excited to see the rules.
Yeah. Again, how many are there going to be? All that kind of stuff. But yeah, I like Chaos.
Yeah, are they going to play with their stats at all? Are they going to have any sort of interesting abilities? Will they still have Bolter Discipline? I bet.
Right.
I'm going to say right now that I bet they don't have Bolter Discipline. Because as powerful as Bolter Discipline is, I think it's a lame rule.
I bet they don't have it, but I bet there's more of them than you can take normally.
Interesting.
I bet you can take 8 or 10. I bet you can take 10.
Ooh.
That's what I think.
Maybe. Somebody corrected me in the comments. I said 11 wounds in the video today. They have 12. Regular Chaos Space Marines have 12. Which means the leader would have 13. Which means that would be a lot of wounds on 10 bodies.
Right. Which also makes me think that maybe it's probably not 10. It could be 8, but I bet it's 10.
Yeah, bolter discipline kind of just ends up being move, shoot, shoot, move, shoot, shoot, move, shoot, shoot.
Yeah.
Which, although effective, is not that interesting.
You're not interesting.
Yeah.
I bet you're gonna cry after the stream now.
Mm-hmm. Crying myself to sleep. God, I wish I could cry myself to sleep. I'm tired. I want to go to bed.
Mm-hmm. Wah! There you go.
Sternmerk, those are not toy soldiers. They are tactical dolls.
Correct.
Holy Terror 87, look up Magic the Gathering card altering. There's a huge market for them, and they are insanely talented painters doing it. Cool.
Only nerds play Magic the Gathering.
Sleepy Jester, what could be a good red paint alternative to Corn Red? I don't know. I really like Corn Red. I haven't really bought other companies' reds.
We have Vallejos, and they're shit.
Yeah, I didn't really like Vallejo's reds. I have Army Painter red that I have never ever opened.
Yeah.
The Rybot, Jay, do you have any thoughts as to the Grey Knights and Kill Team? When I looked at the rules, they don't seem complicated, and only 11 wounds seemed bad. I don't think they're bad. I think they're on the high end of Space Marines. Like, I think they're probably the best Space Marine team, better than regular Space Marines, Tacticals, Intercessors, and Deathwatch. I mean, they all come equipped with a Storm Bolter, which rerolls all misses. And they have the Falchions, which reroll all hits. So basically, they'll never miss if they shoot or fight. They have a piece of war gear that gives one of them a 2-up save. They can all cast Psychic Powers. That can also give them a 2-up save. I think they're pretty stacked. I think the heavy weapons are a little bit of a trap option. I don't think any of them are really going to be much better than your Stormbolter. And I think I would probably give the... what's the leader called? The Sanctus? I think I would probably give him the Demon Hammer just because it's really funny to do like 8 damage in one punch. So yeah, I think they're pretty solid. Moniture, I like the Army Painter Reds. Michael Jurgensen, Grey Knights slap, they reroll and have sweet spells. Yeah! 8-point heralds. The leader is called the Justicar. Tier Sept Painting. How are the new Genestealer cult's new rules for Kill Team? I'm still waiting for my White Dwarf to come in the mail. They're pretty cool. They have a lot of really, really fun options. One thing I was a little surprised by is you can only take Neophytes or the special units like the Kellermorph, Sanctus, and Kellermorph, Sanctus, and the other one, Locus. The Sanctus, Locus, and Kellermorph, which all 3 of them seem like super, super great options. And you fill out the ranks with Neophytes. You're kind of ready to rock. They have lots of really, really good rules. But yeah, no Acolytes or Metamorphs. Which I think, you know what, that actually might be good, because that means that there's still a reason to play Compendium if you want to use those units. But yeah, the Wormblade Kill Team seems really good.
Also, let's see if it loads. Let's see if it loads. You got a little pro tip for for people looking for some rules.
Mm.
Here, go to this website. Wowpedia.
Oh, Warhammerpedia is awesome. Yeah, just go to Warhammerpedia, type in whatever rules you want.
It won't let me post a link, and I am an admin. This is BS.
That's crazy.
It is kind of crazy.
Yeah, just type in Wormblade Warhammerpedia. It'll pop right up. You'll be ready to rock.
There it goes. I got it to happen. I think my keyboard didn't want to switch between my computers because I am actually dual computering right now because I'm a Chad.
Captain Howdy 91.
Go to that website, and they have the rules for like everything. Yeah, go to that website. I already put you on the Kill Team 2nd Edition. Then you go to Kill Teams, and then you can look up whatever kill team you want, and they have all the White Dwarf stuff in there. Pretty great.
Captain Howdy 91. My last kill team match, I played 10 Drukhari Witches against Commandos. I got tabled turn 2. 10 Drukhari Witches. Yeah, the Witches lack shooting, and so I think they would kind of struggle because the tricky thing with Commandos is they can take a punch and they're really good at shooting. So close combat teams really struggle against them. I think shooty teams have a much easier time against the Commandos. Maybe it's time to add a fire team of Capelites to your Drukhari kill team. Joaquin Costa, local dude, is selling an army of Slanesh demons. Just confirmed. I'm buying it easily at a third of the price with mostly new in-box stuff. Super hyped. That is sweet. I love Slaneshi demons. They're cool. Holy Terror 87. Jay, do you have any advice on non-metallic metal, specifically chrome non-metallic metal? No. A little bit. I don't know. Oh, you know what? I do have a tip. Go watch Zumekito's video on non-metallic metal. It's very good and way better than any tips I could give you.
Boom.
Cthulhu73, support tips. Support EOB and give them $5 a month. Woo! I agree with Cthulhu73.
Yeah. I agree. Or you can buy some merch.
I think, you know what, though? There's a really good reason to donate $5 to the Patreon today.
Oh.
Because it's Friday. And $5 will grant you access to the Patreon-only Friday night Discord hangout, which occurs every Friday after the normal stream. We all pile into a Discord room and chit-chat.
Exactly. And the live stream is going on if you want to look at that. Most people just get on the Discord and chat. It usually gets weird. Jonathan Baker, I don't give them only the tip. I'm a Patreon supporter. Yeah.
Quentin, for fun, what weapons would you give the Termagants for a kill team? The Termagants do have access to some fun weapons. I think the normal gun and the Spine Fists are about the same. I think the Spine Fists are pistols, so you're stuck with that 6-inch range, which kind of stinks. But they have access to the special weapon, and it's actually pretty dope. Because I think even the special weapon operator still has double activation. So, like, you could activate a normal Termagant, have him run around and do something, and then nominate the special weapon Termagant, and then have them go and shoot something. So, I think Termagants are really, really good, actually, in kill team. So, yeah, I forget the names of the guns, but there's flesh borers, spine fists, and something else. And I think the something else is the really good one. But you can only take 2 in a fire team. Sean, in all seriousness, if wargaming started getting big movie revenue, do you think they would drop prices? Nah.
No.
They'd raise them. They're a more sought-after commodity.
Jason M. A long time ago, I imagined a future where 40k would become popular and cheaper. It became more popular.
Yeah, that's always the question, isn't it? If they dropped prices, would more people buy? And that's always tricky because, in theory, that's always the case, right? You drop prices, more people buy. But there's always a plateau. And I think that wargaming plateau is a little lower than a lot of people might think because it's just not for everyone. And so I wonder if they're always perfectly trying to match the plateau with the price because, if you only have, 10,000 people to sell to, you want to maximize the amount of money they're paying for their 10,000 products. Whereas if you had 100,000 people, you might be able to lower the prices because you got 100,000 people who want it. So, I don't know. I assume that Games Workshop is correct with their prices. Not that I like their prices or that I didn't wish they were lower. Just, I think there's probably reasoning behind what they do. And most companies don't sell miniatures for that much cheaper. If cheaper at all. I think it seems to be fairly average that the average price of a model is around $5 each. I know I was looking at Victoria Miniatures today, and their stuff is pretty much the same price as Games Workshop. I think a lot of that has to do with scale. I mean, Games Workshop has to make tens of thousands of one model, whereas Victoria Miniatures probably makes 1,000 of the same model. One of them has a factory pumping out product, whereas the other one is a guy in his basement. It's just hard. It's hard to get miniature prices down. The only way it seems to be is just to crank out PVC stuff. The Rybot, Jay really cares about Kill Team. He has an encyclopedic-esque knowledge of it. Yeah. No, you know why? It's because I made those darn videos. The what to buy. Literally every evening for like 2 months. All I did was read the compendium so that I could write those videos. Sean, as a friendly Canadian, I am convinced that a politely worded letter correctly will affect the prices. Rafflemau. Robert Kales, hey there, just wanted to say I'm a new viewer and came across your channel just a few days ago and I love it. Just decided to subscribe today, so keep it up. Woo!
We got more coming.
Jason M., I feel like if they dropped the prices, we would all buy even more. Probably. I feel like I would. I would. Although, the only problem is I can't paint at the slow rate I buy stuff.
Right.
Even a little bit. So maybe I wouldn't buy that much more.
I definitely would not.
Mm-hmm.
There's tons of stuff I would like, but I can't. I have too much stuff.
Yeah.
So, awkward.
Sean. Okay, Jay, you shilled me into it. I'm sold. I'll happily pay whatever they want.
There you go. Perfect. And that's all we ever wanted.
Captain Howdy 91. I watched a battle report for a game called Conquest, and they have orcs that ride dinosaurs. Yeah, Conquest Last Argument of Kings. It does seem like a neat game. I think all of their models are awesome, except their flagship model looks terrible. The big bug lady monster, I think that model is bad. But literally everything else they make is good, so it's really weird.
Jeez, why do you hate all their models?
I hate it. Garbage. 0 out of 10. Would not recommend.
Hashtag Garbo.
Hashtag Garbo.
Steve, if they lower the prices, I'd become the first person to die from a miniature avalanche.
Yep.
See, they're doing it to protect you.
That's true.
So thank Games Workshop for the high prices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's what
big,
I'm gonna do.
That's one of the biggest roadblocks to miniature games is you just can't. There's just not enough time in the day.
Yeah.
Like I would love to play every miniature game out there. It is impossible to even play a few of the games out there.
Yeah.
Nick Chipley, how many unpainted minis do you have? Make me feel better about the amount of shame I have in my cabinets. I made a video, unhealthy amounts of Warhammer, where I go through my entire pile of shame collection, which was very big in that video, and I think it has reduced in size a little. I sold an army. I actually painted some stuff, but I think most of that stuff is still around and unpainted.
Yep. I mean, even mine went down because I sold my Eldar army.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's how I felt when I sold it. I was like, oh, thank God. So much relief.
The Rybot, as a new patron this month, I pleasantly demand that you do some form of collaboration with Bricky. I like Bricky. He's probably too busy to collab with us. He has like 4 YouTube channels. He's on a bunch of other people's YouTube channels. He's busy. Joaquin Costa, I wish they'd lower the prices. My goal of owning 10,000 Custody infantry models is not but a fever dream. You want to own every Custody that exists in the lore? Because, yeah, there's only 1,000 Space Marines per chapter. Not really anymore because of Primaris, but, yeah, there's supposedly 10,000 Custodies at any given time. Champ Styles, would you play Battlefleet Gothic if they brought it back? Probably not, because I bought Aeronautica Imperialis and I haven't played it.
I don't think they're going to bring that back.
Probably not. If Aeronautica had taken off, they probably would have. But Aeronautica seems to be doing fine. So, yeah, they're probably not going to make another spaceship game anytime soon. Jam Style, speaking of piles of shame, how about Legion? Are you looking forward to painting the Death Troopers with dark gray? You know what? I have some ideas of how I want to paint my Dark Troopers, or Death Troopers, because I want to paint Inferno Squad and the Death Troopers, and so I think with Inferno Squad, I'm going to paint them a really dark red, and for my Death Troopers, I'm going to paint them a really dark green, and that's how I'm going to make them stand out from each other. Jonathan Baker, what do you consider a good rate of painting for a tabletop standard? About an hour a mini? I usually say 3 hours is a quick paint job for a mini. Sometimes, like, if it's a really simple model and I can, like, really make use of, like, the airbrush and batch painting, I can get that time lower. But I think 3 hours is about where, as good as I can do a mini to a level that I'm satisfied with it. Nick Shipley, I currently have 27 Blood Bowl teams, around 8,000 points of Space Wolves to finish assembling and painting, 8,000 points of Custodes, 3,500 points of Deathwing, and about 3,000 points of Tau to assemble and paint. All right, it sounds like you need to get to work. Holy Terror 87, Jay, may I send you my Citadel pots for proper disposal? I've sorted as much as I can, but my potato is starting to hurt a little. Are they empty, like you've removed them into dropper bottles? Is there something I could do with lots of Games Workshop paint pots?
What about a potato?
Yeah, I don't know that potato. Jonathan Baker, I usually do small squads of 6 to 7, and it takes me about a week. That's where I came up with an hour estimates. Huh? I mean, however long it takes you is how long it takes you. I think for some people...
It takes me 3 years to paint one miniature. Is that fine?
Yep. Yep. Cthulhu 73. Nick, I had to drop business economics in college twice due to spending all my time calculating baseball stats around 1930s or so.
Well, there you go. I would drop that class just because why would I take that class? I took in high school. I took AP macroeconomics, and I should not have. I almost failed out of that class. I almost failed out of high school because of that class. I had to get a 50% on a test that I knew nothing about, and but I knew that there was a curve of some kind, and so I asked about the curve previously, and then he's like, "Oh, you know, just take the test and don't worry about it." And I took the test. And then I turned the test in, and he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, the curve means that you start at 50%, and anything you get right is gravy." So I would pass automatically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was bad. And speaking of being bad, we're gonna be bad because we're gonna switch over to our Patreon only stream because it's 10 o'clock. And so we just gotta take a little pee break, get it all set up. But yeah, also we have an episode of our community critique that's coming out tomorrow, and we did it in a little bit of a different way.
Yeah,
I think it worked out really, really good.
Tried something really fun.
I think everybody's gonna be able to see our critiques even easier. So yeah, but we had a bunch of videos out this week. Make sure you go watch those videos. Got a Patreon episode coming out tomorrow. Got that Patreon live stream we're going to be switching to shortly. It's almost like you got to join the Patreon. But we'll be back with another live stream tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central. So join us for that.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, everybody. Except for the patrons, who we're going to see in a little bit. Good night.
Good